All right, hey everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to overcome shiny object syndrome in your business. So let us know, do you feel like you keep getting distracted by the next great idea? Or do you feel like instead of not enough options that you just have too many options in your business to choose from? Well, just hang out with us today because we are going to actually go into how to overcome shiny object syndrome.
So we are Jill and Levi Hunsaker from jillandlevihunsaker.com, and tonight we just wanted to reach out and see how you are all doing and talk to you a little bit about distractions.
Yep, and I'm just working on getting the chat up so I can see you guys when you join. So go ahead, let us know where you're joining us from, and if you're catching us on the replay, drop hashtag replay so that we can come back and interact with you guys.
Yeah. So I had a wonderful experience this last, okay, so let's see. Our son got his driver's permit. Our oldest, my baby boy, our 15-year-old is just growing up and decided to get a learner's permit, and then he lost it, and then we went and had one reprinted. So today I got to go and do some driving with him, and that makes me a little anxious just because he's still pretty nervous and unsure, and I kept saying to him, just stay in your lane, everything's gonna be fine, just stay in your lane. and as we're having traffic pass us, I'm just like, just stay in your lane, everything's gonna be okay. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. I've heard the stay in your lane for different things. Sometimes people use it in a negative way to be like, mind your own business, leave me alone, but that's not exactly how we want to apply it. It's more about just stay focused on what's really important to you.
Yeah. And so if you're getting this, drop us a hashtag stay in your lane because we want to use this in a positive light today. And so we have 3 tips for you to be able to overcome the shiny object syndrome and to stay in your lane so you can be more focused in your business. So tip number one is where you've got to start. You've got to know where you're going. You've got to know the destination, because if you don't know where you're going, you're just going to be driving aimlessly anyway. Like sometimes we do that because we like to get out and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy the scenery, go take a mountain drive, but that's not what we're doing here in our business. I'm not, that probably sounds bad, but I'm probably not out to just enjoy the scenery in business, right? It's not just a leisurely drive.
Right. You do need to know the destination, which in turn means know the goal, know your big picture of what you're trying to get to.
So if you know your destination and you're ready to get there, drop us a hashtag destination.
Tip number 2 is focus on the next step. So
I don't know if I just did terrible hand gestures around the world, so I don't know which one's the right one, so excuse my American ignorance.
So tip number 2, focus on the next step. Today when we were driving down the road, I was just kind of watching him, and I was just like, just focus ahead,
What
keep
do you
your
have
eye
in your
on.
hand there?
Oh, this is my shiny object. Look. Ah. Oh my gosh. I have to fidget with something when I do these videos or my hands. Ah.
Shiny object. So we're doing awesome at this today. Oh, and now we're catching it on the replay.
And now tip number 3.
Well, hang on. So a long time ago, you were told by somebody as you were driving to focus like several cars ahead of you to see if their brake lights we're coming on.
Oh yeah, that's not a great
And
advice.
while it's okay to notice several cars ahead of you, you don't want to focus several cars ahead of you, because that's a great way to get in an accident. You want to be focused on what's in front of you so that you can make sure that, you're not gobbling up the bumper of the car in front of you.
So in our business, when we first started out and started learning, taking classes, we were kind of watching everyone around us. I compared that to our peripheral vision, and you can have the peripheral vision and notice what people are doing, but we were kind of like, ooh, that looks good, let's try that. Ooh, that looks good, let's learn that. And just not very focused in the beginning, because we didn't exactly know how to stay focused on the next step or what we were doing quite yet.
Yeah, and so that's basically tip number 3 is don't veer out of your lane just to try to follow someone else, because they may not even be going to the same place that you're headed. They may not have the same speed that they want to go. They may not have the same goals. And as you're trying to stay in your own lane and making sure that you don't follow someone else, you want to make sure that you stick with what you are doing for long enough for it to work.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to think, oh, well, that's the next greatest thing over there, and I want to go there. But you don't. You want to stay focused, stay in your lane, be looking at what's right in front of you, and as you do that, make sure that you are focused on, first, knowing where you're going, know your next steps. You do not have to know the whole path. You just need to know what's right in front of you, because when you focus on that next step, it's way easier to stay focused instead of comparing yourself to whatever else is going on around you. And then the third tip is don't veer out of your lane to follow what someone else is doing, because you have your own path and your own destination.
Yep. So if you got some value out of this, then
drop us a hashtag value below.
Yeah, and share it with someone who you think might also be able to find value. And
remember to keep getting trainings just like this one and get notified. Make sure you're following. Like, subscribe, follow, and we're just going to keep coming to you, multiple times a week with trainings for your business to help you be successful. So remember, share it with somebody that you think it could help, and remember to hit that button so that you can keep getting more of these trainings. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Rah.